Good evening, boys and girls. I thought today we would start with something really cool. It's time for science. Yay! Here's my question for you. Big science question. What does alive mean? What does alive mean? I want you to pause the video and look outside for a minute. Take your time and tell someone in your house 3 things that you think are alive or living. And it's okay if you name something inside of your house, but I just kind of want to expand your options on things that you can choose. So go ahead and pause the video. Okay, so hopefully you're back now and you've named 3 things that were alive. What do you think made you call those things alive versus not alive? So we're going to answer those questions as we read in our new chapter or unit 4 called Plants and Animals. And it says, what are these? What are these? How do living things change and grow? So that kind of is our answer. We can tell something is alive because it changes and it grows. So take, for instance, this crocodile. Okay, so this crocodile was born from an egg, and it was tiny. It was probably smaller than these little baby crocodiles. But as they ate and as time passed on and they got all the things that they needed to survive, they kept growing and they changed. So not only did they get fatter from eating more, but they got longer too. They grew and they changed. So hopefully the things that you said were alive were things that grow, change, eat, sleep, drink, have feelings, wants. Well, I guess plants don't have feelings and wants. Ooh, hot debate, you guys. All right, here's our first page of our science unit. It says, how do living things change as they grow? You want to look at this big picture first. And in this big picture, what kind of animal do you see? Okay, so whatever animal you saw there, can you tell me? Why don't you point to the screen right now? What kind of animal did you see in the bigger picture? Which one of these was seen in this bigger picture? Because none of them really look the same. What's your answer? So hopefully you said it was the duck, because this is their representation of a duck, and I did not see any other animals besides birds in this picture, and they were ducks. All right, so how do seeds change? So this is what we're going to be up to next, and I want us to take an experiment, take time with an experiment to really see how living things grow and change. So the things that we need are going to be some plastic. I'm using saran today and a paper towel, some beans, and you're also going to need water. This is what we're going to do. You're also going to draw what you see day by day. So you're kind of creating a little bit of a scientific journal as we watch and see. How do living things change as they grow? Well, in this, you don't have this at your house, of course, but you can easily write on just a regular piece of paper what you observe. So as a scientist, you are going to do the experiment and you're going to watch and record what happens. So you're going to look at your seeds and draw how they look. So on day 1, we're going to draw how it looks when we first plant them. So let's get started on planting. I'm going to take a paper towel like this. And last year I used a paper towel like this and I stuck it inside of a Ziploc bag. So of course I had to fold it a little bit. And then I stapled little pockets. Like I put a staple here and a staple here and a staple here and a staple here, and I put the seeds between those staples. But of course, I'm not able to go to my classroom and I don't have a stapler here at home. So instead, I'm gonna start the seeds off in saran wrap this year, because if I just put the seeds on this paper towel and stick it in my big baggie like this and just have it hanging out at the bottom, I think my seeds are gonna slip and fall all the way down, and I really don't want that to happen because the roots grow down and the stem and leaves grow up. So I'm gonna set it up this way. So I'm gonna take my water and I'm going to wet my paper towel just by dunking it in the water. And I do kind of want it saturated. It needs to be pretty wet to get our seed to start sprouting quickly. So, kind of a wet mess here. I'm gonna squeeze some of this water out. Guys, I'm an amateur at recording stuff, so I'm sure there's a better way to do all of this. Just haven't figured it out yet. Okay, so I have my paper towel and I'm using kind of a wide bit of paper towel so that I could plant more than just 1 or 2 seeds. So I'm gonna keep my paper towel about this big. Now I have 2 kinds of seeds with me, or I did. I covered up. I have these Blue Lake bush beans, and I also have these cucumber seeds. So the seeds that I want to plant today are these bush beans. So I'm going to show you these bush beans. I'm going to need about 4 of them because I really want to make sure, sometimes they don't grow, and I want to make sure that we get some viable sprouts. All right, so here are my seeds. So they're white, and I know this lighting isn't terrific in here. What do you think this seed is going to grow and change to become? I hope you said a plant. So what will grow from this plant? Can you give me some ideas? What do you think might grow from this plant? In the past, because I can't hear your feedback right now, in the past, some students had said broccoli. Some students had said celery. Some students said that a tree would grow from this, a fruit tree. Again, here's the packaging. They are Blue Lake bush beans. So let's find out what is going to happen when they grow and what kind of vegetable they produce. All right, so what I did was I just, let me see if I can make this work. I just laid these out on a paper towel like that, and I'm kind of pressing them down into the water. So here they are. Ooh, it's horrible lighting, I'm so sorry. And now I'm gonna take some plastic wrap. I'm just gonna kind of try and secure the moisture within this little package. So I'm just wrapping around the paper towel, and my beans are already moving. I wish I had a stapler so I can keep them in one spot. But it should, and I'm pushing the air out. I know you're probably not supposed to do that because plants do need oxygen, but I basically want it to look like this, a little bit spaced out. You know, they're sitting on a really wet paper towel. I just wrapped the paper towel on the back. I need it to be kind of easy to get back inside because we need to add more water every day and re-wet this paper towel. So now I'm just going to tape this into the window and let it have access to sun and warmth. Hopefully it'll warm up a little bit, and we'll see what happens with this. I'm going to go ahead and draw day 1. So I'm going to just draw my bean. It's just an oval. I'm going to put it right here. It was white. See if anything happens tomorrow when we check it. Okay. Can't wait to find out what happens with our new growth. All right. That's it. See you tomorrow.